Good morning, everyone. My name is Amanda Camargo, and I am a doctoral student at the Federal University of Santa Catarina in Brazil. Today, I will present a study titled Value Relevance of Accounting Information under an Integrated Reporting Approach, a research note, by authors Diogenes Baboukardos and Gunnar Rimmel. This study examines the impact of the mandatory adoption of the Integrated Reporting (IR) approach, based on the King 3 report, in the companies listed on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, commonly known as the JSE. The primary focus of the paper is to investigate how the integration of financial information with sustainability data affects the market value assessment of companies, particularly with respect to summarized accounting information. This study is not only relevant in the context of the JSE but also provides an important contribution to the global debate on how integrated reporting practices can change the way the market evaluates companies. The fundamental premise is that by integrating financial data with sustainability data, companies are able to provide a more holistic view of their performance, and as a result, their reports become more valuable to investors.
The central research problem is to investigate whether the mandatory adoption of an integrated reporting (IR) approach, based on the King 3 report, impacts the relevance of accounting information for companies listed on the JSE, particularly regarding the book value of equity (BVS) and earnings per share (EPS). The study seeks to understand how the integration of financial information with sustainability information affects the market evaluation of companies, providing an empirical analysis of the change in the relevance of these variables for investors. The research questions whether, by adopting an integrated reporting approach, investors began to pay more attention to companies' sustainability performance when making investment decisions, which would directly impact the relevance of financial accounting information.
The objective of the study is clear: to understand whether the mandatory adoption of integrated reporting, imposed by the JSE starting in 2010 based on the King 3 report, has altered the relevance of accounting information for investors. The study focuses on two main accounting metrics: the book value of equity, BVS, and earnings per share, EPS. The paper assumes that if integrated reporting is successful, financial and non-financial accounting information will interact in a way that changes how investors evaluate a company. The study compares the pre-adoption period, 2008 to 2010, with the post-adoption period, 2011 to 2013, to examine the changes in the valuation coefficients of these accounting variables. The methodology used is robust and based on a linear market pricing model. The model links the market value of equity of companies to the book value of equity, BVS, and earnings, EPS, controlling for a series of variables, such as financial leverage, LEV, return on equity, ROE, company size, SIZE, among others. The empirical analysis is conducted using a sample of 954 firm-year observations, which includes companies that were listed on the JSE throughout the entire analyzed period. To ensure that the analysis is rigorous, the study also performs a sensitivity check of the results with different samples and time periods, including an unbalanced sample with companies that do not have complete data for the 6 years under analysis. The findings are quite revealing and have profound implications for the practice of integrated reporting. The study showed that, after the mandatory adoption of integrated reporting, there was a significant increase in the value relevance of earnings, EPS, suggesting that financial information became more valued by investors. This increase aligns with the expectations of the King 3 report and the IRC framework, which state that the integration of financial information with sustainability data improves the quality of the information available to investors. On the other hand, the study also found a decrease in the value relevance of the book value of net assets, BVS. This decline can be explained by the increased transparency regarding environmental liabilities and other unrecorded liabilities, which became more visible after the adoption of integrated reporting. This means that, after the adoption of integrated reporting, investors started to more broadly consider the risks associated with companies' operations, which can affect the valuation of the book value of equity. These findings remain consistent even when the sample is restructured and when different periods are analyzed, showing that the adoption of integrated reporting has lasting and consistent effects. Now, let's discuss the key tables presented in the article. These tables are essential to understanding the results in the empirical analysis conducted by the authors. Table 1, Sample Selection. Table 1 describes the sample selection process for the companies. The initial sample consists of 1,654 firm-year observations, from which some observations from financial and utility industries, companies with negative book value of equity, and highly influential observations were excluded. The final result is a balanced sample of 954 firm-year observations. The table also details the unbalanced sample, which includes 1,194 firm-year observations when expanded to companies that do not have complete data for the entire 6-year period. Table 2, Descriptive Statistics. Table 2 presents descriptive statistics for the main variables used in the analysis, such as share price, PR, book value of equity, BVS, and earnings per share, EPS, before and after the adoption of King III. It also provides information on financial leverage, LEV, return on equity, ROE, and company size, SICE. The results indicate that, after the adoption of integrated reporting, there were significant changes in the valuation coefficients. Table 3, Correlation Matrix. Table 3 shows the Pearson and Spearman correlations between the independent variables. It is important to note that all correlations are below the 0.80 threshold, suggesting that there are no severe multicollinearity issues. This table helps validate the regression tests, providing information on the relationships between the variables. Table 4, Regression Results. Table 4 presents the regression results for the main model. The table shows how the market value of the companies is affected by the variables BVS and EPS, in addition to testing the interaction between accounting information and sustainability information. The results indicate that the market value is significantly impacted by the increase in the relevance of earnings after the adoption of integrated reporting. Table 5, Interaction Test Results between Accounting and Sustainability Information. Table 5 shows the results of the additional tests on the interaction between accounting information and sustainability performance. The interaction coefficients between the book value of equity, BVS, and sustainability performance are negative, while the interaction between earnings, EPS, and sustainability performance is positive, indicating that sustainability has an important impact on the company's valuation. The study goes further by investigating the interaction between accounting information and sustainability performance. By including the sustainability performance variable, measured by the Asset for ESG, as a control variable, the study shows that sustainability performance has a positive relationship with the market valuation of companies, especially when the company exhibits good sustainability performance. Furthermore, the interactions between accounting information and sustainability, such as the interaction between BVS and sustainability performance, are statistically significant. The study notes that the impact of integrated reporting on market valuation does not occur in isolation but rather through the interaction between these two types of information, reinforcing the idea that financial and non-financial information are interdependent and should be evaluated jointly. The study's findings offer significant implications for both the market and academia. For capital markets, the research suggests that the adoption of integrated reporting can increase the transparency and relevance of accounting information, facilitating more informed investment decisions. Additionally, by integrating sustainability issues with financial performance, companies can improve the quality of their reporting and strengthen investor confidence. From an academic perspective, the study contributes to the discussion on the impact of integrated reporting on the valuation of accounting information. It provides empirical evidence that by integrating financial and non-financial data, companies are able to offer a more comprehensive view of their performance, which directly impacts market evaluation. In conclusion, this study demonstrates that the mandatory adoption of integrated reporting, based on the King III report, has a significant impact on the valuation of accounting information for companies listed on the JSE. By integrating financial information with sustainability data, companies have improved the quality of the information provided to investors, which, in turn, has altered the way companies are evaluated in the market. The research suggests that, although the value of net assets has lost relevance, the value of earnings has become more significant. Additionally, the interaction between accounting information and sustainability has proven to be relevant, with implications for how investors assess companies in the market. This study paves the way for future research on the impact of integrated reporting in other stock exchanges around the world, and also suggests the need to analyze more deeply how the adoption of integrated reporting affects companies' cost of capital and long-term strategy. Thanks guys, it was great meeting you.